a part of the British Sky Broadcasting Network.
The Club Show is proudly presented by Ford.
One of the things that I hate most is when somebody who doesn't go to football says, what are you getting worked up for? It's only a game. It isn't only a game. Don't ever tell me it's only a game. It's not only a game. Different things are important to different people. Football happens to be important to me and a lot of other people.
The numbers are huge. More than 20 million people are inspired each year by football in this country. It's the most international experience there is. Forget art, literature, music. It moves more people more powerfully than any other group experience. And if you've ever supported anyone, you'll understand.
See your team struggle on the pitch. You desperately want them to do well. You feel for them, and I think that a lot of the supporters you saw there today were had a sort of nervous knot in their stomachs, and they were wishing the team on. The way they perform on the pitch does affect our way of life. It certainly does.
When Jeff Vickers isn't being a bank manager, he's the club secretary of Middlesbrough Supporters South, the MSS, a man with an obsession. Each Saturday, he and the club members gather not in a pub, but at King's Cross Station to start their journey to watch their beloved borough. But for them, a home match involves a 16-hour day and a round trip of almost 500 miles. For him, the love affair began as a schoolboy, a crush passed on by his father. And it's a relationship that's evolved over a quarter of a century. It's a passion shared by Club Travel Secretary Simon Chapman.
Travel Secretary, so basically run the train trips. Got to, liaise with British Rail and pick the tickets up and dish them out, and preferably not making the mess of it that I had this morning. I really enjoy it. Normally, I'd be at work and nobody would ring. I never get any phone calls, and now people ring me up all the time and talk about the borough. It's great. It suits me down to the ground.
That mess involved overbooking, and the result is unaccustomed football supporter luxury, first class to Darlington. But that still leaves the odd problem.
Let's go forward. Yeah, whatever, good man.
Supporting a football club confers a sense of identity and belonging, and going to a match with a group certainly helps sustain that.
It's nice to travel with people, especially your own kind, We're all exiled Middlesbrough supporters. Dotted in and around the south coast of England, I live in Hemel Very nicer area, I suppose. Yeah, different environment, with all the... You got no stayways and shipyards looking out at you, Mind you, we have none of them up there to look out on now.
For most people, the idea of following Manchester United or Liverpool around the country is just about understandable. But Middlesbrough, when you live in London, strains credulity. And the ground, Ayresome Park, certainly isn't a beacon of glamour, no Wembley or Highbury here. Built in 1903, nearly 30 years after the club's formation, it's a good old-fashioned ground without a cantilevered stand in sight. But for the fans, it's a powerful reminder of the home they miss.
I want to go back home. I miss my home and my friends so much. These are like friends to me now. These people, I've been with them 3 years now, and wherever I can, I go with them.
The time when I was on the dole, it was a really big thing, because it was pretty desperate when you're on the dole in Teesside, because there's no work, or no work I could do anyway. And the only thing I had to look forward to was going to match every 10 days or something.
Economic necessity may have driven many away, but where you live doesn't affect who you support. People rarely choose a club. For most, it's an emotional tie, an accident of birth.
To be honest, it is in the blood. I mean, it's almost like a religion. I mean, like a couple of Saturdays ago, we had a blank Saturday because of the internationals, and I didn't know what to do with myself. And I was pacing up and down at home and getting. I just felt totally bored. I mean, on days like this, when you get the adrenaline going, it's going now actually. It's only 10 past 10.
That sense of anticipation and excitement, for most of the MSS at least, comes from watching, not playing football. Few profess to be even at best proficient. George Johnston is the exception to the rule.
I was good enough, but never quite made it. That was it. Played with the juniors and that, you know. Had a few trials, here, there and everywhere, you know, but it was cutthroat at the time. There was a lot of competition. I actually captained Middlesbrough boys.
For most of us, the love affair we have as a child with football, devoted, unquestioning, changes as we grow older and build up other relationships.
No, not at the moment.
So does that make football a substitute for sex?
Not the way this lad play. Everyone scared off, you know. I've thought about this. How long am I... It's like, my ambition at the moment is, from a fan's point of view, it's just to be able to... I want one season where I can say there's at least one season where I managed to get to every game. And I figure I've probably only got so many goes at that before responsibility and all that sort of stuff encroaches, and I have to give that up. But at the moment, I don't see any reason why I should.
For one fan, as they near home, there's no geographical umbilical cord.
Born and bred in Surrey and been in Surrey all my life. About 42 years ago, I think, something like that. An uncle of mine thought I was going to be a reasonable footballer, took me up to Stamford Bridge. And that was, as I say, that's when that was Chelsea, obviously Chelsea Middlesbrough, and Will Faneuil was playing. And I can't remember any others in the team, but he sort of stood out in my mind, you know. And I've followed him quite closely ever since. I just love watching him play.
Wilf Mannion, Borough's most capped and revered player. He was the kind of individual to inspire generations of children to love the game. Another inspiration, this time from the late 50s, was Brian Clough, a barnstorming centre-forward whose goal-scoring record leaves Gary Lineker for dead. Middlesbrough's greatest moments, though, tend to be remembered through individuals, as the team, like others from the northeast, has underachieved.
Here we are, back at the Borough.
Their highest position in the First Division, third, was as long ago as 1914, and they have never been beyond the 6th round of the FA Cup. The Borough have only ever won 3 things: the Amateur Cup back in the last century, the Second Division Championship, and most recently in 1976, the Anglo-Scottish Cup. But victory there, strangely against Fulham, was hardly the stuff of dreams. But on this Saturday, it doesn't deter the fans. Over 18,000 were heading through town, looking forward to a trouble-free match.
Fortunately, we don't encounter many problems at Ayson Park. The stadium is well organised, the crowd are well behaved, and generally it's a good atmosphere. The London area Middlesbrough fans are tremendous, and they give the club very good support when they're in the London area. I know that for certain because my son's one of them.
The hooligan problem is nowhere near as bad as it used to be 5-6 seasons ago. I have seen no trouble whatsoever at the grounds this season. There's a new feeling about football these days, and it's been brought on by the fanzines, I have to say. A new realism, better policing of football grounds, I have to say. Certainly no problems I've seen this season. I've been to many matches.
Once in Middlesbrough, it's time for the traditional pre-match entertainment and a chance to catch up with old friends and discuss vital Borough issues. Was it Souness or Hickton who scored the 3rd goal against Portsmouth on January the 19th, 1974? It's the sort of thing the real fans know, not out of one-upmanship, but out of a real abiding interest. But not all memories are so trivial.
In the 70s, all our problems were financial. But now I think that since the liquidation and the new board took over in '86, and ICI came in and Colin Henderson was put in as chairman, there's a different feeling about it. And yes, they do want to know about us. You know, they bend over backwards to get players down to our club. They give us tickets for matches. We don't take advantage of that, by the way, but you know, they look after us because they know that we spend an awful lot of money coming and travelling and watching this club.
I think it's wrong to keep them in the dark, and I think it's wrong, you know, to treat them like second-class citizens. You know, we made a mistake here with the ticket prices. We've put that right quickly, and hopefully they should be cultivated, the fans, you know, and they've responded very well, and you know, hopefully it can be an ongoing, satisfactory relationship.
Right, here we go. We're only bonny lads.
I mean, the away support's been marvellous, really. We've had a bit of a sticky spell, you know, the last 5 or 6 games, but the away support of both Forest and Tottenham was terrific. And you'll see 19,000-20,000 here again today, and yeah, they're good. They haven't barracked us, and they've got behind the team very well, and they're good supporters. They're passionate. You see, football means more to more people up here. I think it does. It's a bigger part in their lives. It's a community thing.
The passion is traditionally centred on the Holgate end, but this terrace is under threat from the Taylor report.
Let me say that I'll be fighting as hard as they would want me to ensure that they can remain standing for as long as possible. The behaviour is absolutely perfect. I firmly believe that you're as safe on your feet as you are on your bum, and that as far as the Holgate is concerned, it will be left until we're absolutely dragged screaming to put the seats in. Those areas are referred to as the COP. It's the heart of the support. We can get 8,000 or 9,000 people in there. It's a good mix of typical supporters. It's our bread and butter, and it's tremendous.
For this match, the MSS have split up. One group, led by Jeff, is in the Holgate. A second, less traditionally perhaps, are in the East End stand behind the other goal. It's been a long journey, but as the match begins, they hope the club really does appreciate the efforts that they've made.
They must be impressed by the dedication of all these guys here. I mean, travelling up and down in a day to watch a 90-minute football game, to some people would seem madness. I get very upset if we lose. I mean, I'm terrible. I go home, I'm terrible. I'm depressed almost in games that are very important. If we lose games, I'm not easy to live with.
You've just travelled more than 200 miles. Your team are playing badly, and you've gone 1 down at home. You could be shopping, gardening, anything. Disillusion setting in and spreading around the crowd. You face a return trip of unending gloom and misery. You can feel that internal agony and pain building up. That's when the real fan gets stuck in.
The Ford Super Sunday reports.
This Sunday, Aston Villa against QPR. Ray Wilkins-inspired QPR team flying high in the Premier League table. They face their biggest test so far this season, though, against hotshot Dean Saunders and the might of Villa, unbeaten in 9 games. On Monday night, Crystal Palace against Arsenal. Arsenal, the hot team at the moment. Palace battling away from the relegation zone. Arsenal's championship hopes and Palace survival at stake.
Both great Premier League games live only on Sky Sports.
What is it with you adults? Well, you insist I drink this milk stuff every day. The only time I see you have it is in coffee. I mean, this stuff's delicious. Oh, I love it. And just look what great shape I'm in. No! Do you know, I grew almost an inch last month. I'll tell you, I think you adults must be a couple of blocks short of a building set. Oh, speaking of which.
Are you good little boysy, gone and drunk all your milky wilky?
Oh, now, come on. I mean, is that really the behaviour of a normal human being? It ain't just kid stuff.
Condensation is a sign of excess moisture in your home. Water on sills, damp patches in cupboards, peeling wallpaper, mold spots can all be caused by condensation. Well, here's the solution. It's quiet, neat and economical to run. It's the EBAC dehumidifier, and it's got the power to remove over 1.5 gallons of excess moisture. With prices from just £229, they're available now from most electricity shops, B&Q and department stores. EBAC, the power to beat condensation.
The Bic Microglide razor has been designed for speed, precision, and exceptional smoothness. Microglide from Bic. The performance razor.
If you don't have the number to hand, with 5 sections, the Thompson directory is bound to know.
In Prima this month, Christmas gifts and toys to make, plus a 24-page pull-out of festive bakes. Prima November, out now.
Ruddock's reason to be fearful. Check this out. The Lennox Machine, in ringside, Thursday night at 9:30.
Come the end of the match, and for the vast majority of the home crowd, thoughts start to turn towards a quick jog home, some tea, and maybe watching Blind Date. But for the Middlesbrough Supporters South, it's more a question of, can we even stay for the end of the game, or shall we miss the train home?
We're in injury time. We're injury time now. 1.5 minutes. Yeah. Just, not sure about this train. Huh? Not sure about this train, I don't know.
We should make it, Jamie.
Right, Slavin, come on.
Go on, Bennett.
But like supporters everywhere, the best news is someone else's misery, preferably Newcastle's. But as the race to catch the train begins, how important are the fans to the players?
The right sort of encouragement and vocal support, you know, certainly they can help us. It's great for your confidence, but you certainly can't read that much into it. The majority of us, you know, have been here for quite some time. You know, I left school and came here immediately at 16, and as you can tell by my accent, I'm near enough a northeaster now. Many people think I'm from here, where I may as well be, but I really do enjoy what I'm doing here, and hopefully the fans do as well.
For the MSS, the journey back is just beginning. A couple of members have been lost in the rush to catch the 5:18 to Darlington, and they'll have to make their own way home later. For the others, it's the chance to sit down and argue about the match.
Yeah, wasn't it? No way was it a penalty. No, he took him out. Did he take him out? Talk sense. East End. Listen, through the seats. Waddle's good at diving, isn't he?
Doesn't mean he didn't get tripped.
He didn't get tripped.
Enjoyment might not be the right word to describe how an obsessive feels at the end of the match. For him, it's a release, a relief, a chance to unknot those clenched stomach muscles. We didn't lose. I can relax.
That's been a treat with him, though, for this season.
But then those thoughts come flooding in. If only, perhaps, that chance we missed, if only, the referee, that offside decision. Darlington, and there's a 50-minute wait for the London train. Football's all about tradition. The pub before the game itself, the ritual stop at the chippy, followed by a pint afterwards. The overriding impression of the day is masculinity, a close affinity easily achieved. It seems to exclude all but the most zealous women.
Oh, the wife, you know, enjoy your day and all that. She knows I love it. It's great. You know, it's really good. Yeah, she's behind me.
The London train pulls in. King's Cross is only 3 hours away. But has it all been worth it?
Every day watching Middlesbrough is a good day, actually. I think it was a disappointing result because a draw's 2 points lost, isn't it? But given the side that we had out today, we had 4 or 5 players missing who would have definitely been in the side. I think a point was probably a point won.
While Jeff's reasonably content, some of the team feel that the home support wasn't all that it could or should have been.
I'd just like to go to the ground and have a moan, I suppose. But I don't agree with it. I was trying to get them going round me, and my brothers were as well. Who were saying, how come 250, 300 miles to watch this? I said, get behind your team, you know. And that's what everybody should do, because it's part of the community. And they should get behind it.
It was worth. I mean, people like I said, people who don't go would think I was insane. But to me, it was worth the cost of the train ticket, the cost of the match ticket, getting up at 6:30 and not getting home till 11:30 to see Tommy Wright turn on the ball and cross that for a ball. Just that little moment where Tommy Wright turned near the corner flag. That was worth the entire day's trouble for me. I mean, it makes a difference to my week what the result is on a Saturday. I mean, after we failed in the playoffs season before last, and I was just sick. I felt sick. I felt cheated. I felt robbed. It affects you like that.
I think you meant to quote Bill Shankly now, aren't you?
I'm not quoting Bill Shankly. I think Hillsborough put that one in perspective. Like, all right, in the broad scheme of things, all of us are fairly intelligent. All of us, we all know that, you know, it doesn't matter, and, you know, getting rid of apartheid in South Africa or whatever's more important. But it doesn't feel more important to me. I don't go to movies anymore. I don't go to rock concerts very often. But what I do is I go to football.
That's real embarrassment. What's that on Wednesday? The young flowers.
Hugh McElroy. Hugh McElroy, remember him? Called 70s centre forward. Certainly don't begrudge any of this. You know, today's just one day watching the football. Monday, Tuesday, I'll get through the post applications to join the supporters club. We got a large advert in the fanzine today, Flying to the Moon, who printed out a whole page for us. We'll get probably a dozen applications or people who are interested in joining the supporters club. I've got to answer those. I've got to organise a trip for Norwich with Simon, the travel secretary, next Saturday. So we'll be having 20 or 30 people at least travelling with us then, maybe more. Let's face it, I do this for enjoyment, nothing else, and it's not a burden. It's an enjoyment. I enjoy it. I've done this job as secretary of the sports club now since '86. That's 6 years, 7 years, and I don't feel like giving it up really, because I enjoy it.
It's been a 467-mile round trip from King's Cross to Middlesbrough by train, and most of them face at least another hour before they'll get home. Borough didn't win, and the game wasn't great, but next week the adrenaline will be flowing, the stomach muscles clenched, and they'll be on their way to Norwich. And as Jeff says, they wouldn't have it any other way.
The Club Show was proudly presented.
Gonna throw a fastball.
He did know.
How?
I told him.
All right, one down now. Nobody out. One down.
Come on, Nuke, you're the man. Nobody. Chuck Arky. You got anything?
Don't think, just throw. Don't think, just throw.
Good kick.
God, that was beautiful. What'd I do?
Hang on, Millie. Here we go again.
I know I've been fooling myself too long. I never right but always wrong. Goodbye, baby, so long. You know, you never let this thing catch on. You never let me be that strong. So long, baby, goodbye.
That's the first home run of the year for Crash Davis. That brings the score up to Fayetteville 14, Durham 2.
Hell of a shot. Sorry it got wasted. Jeez. I don't know what to do with these guys. I beg, I plead, I try to be a nice guy. I'm a nice guy. I don't... Huh?
They're kids. Scare them. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Everybody into the shower! Anybody in the shower in 10 seconds gonna get fined $100! Larry!
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi,
Get in
5
there.
Mississippi,
Hurry it up.
6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi.
You guys, you lollygag the ball around the infield. You lollygag your way down to first. You lollygag in and out of the dugout. Do you know what that makes you, Larry?
Lollygaggers.
Lollygaggers. What's our record, Larry?
8 and 16.
8 and 16. How'd we ever win 8?
It's a miracle.
It's a miracle. This is a simple game. You throw the ball, you hit the ball, you catch the ball. You got it? Now, we have got a 12-day road trip starting tomorrow. Let's leave 6 in the morning. Damn, son of a shit.
Yeah, Skipper, you wanted to see me?
Yeah, Bobby, shut the door. This is the toughest job a manager has. But organizations decide to make a change. They're releasing you from your contract.
Skip, I know I'm in a goddamn slump, but I hit the ball hard today. A couple flares drop in for me. I'm right back in the groove.
Sorry.
Let's go. Come on.
Luke! Honey?
Let's go. Come on. We got 5 hours. Hurry up. 5-hour drive coming up. Move your ass and give me the gas. Quicker around, the quicker we're out.
Honey, I want you to wear these when you're pitching on the road. They're garters.